This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, Wilyer, Masa, and yes, Connor Wong all delivering at the plate. Walker Buehler 6 scoreless, and the Red Sox get their 6-game road trip off to a great start by pounding the Padres at Petco on Friday night. And the Red Sox have now won 8 of their last 9. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. As a kid of the 1980s, I occasionally watch Red Sox games on a small black and white TV. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you download your podcasts. Our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off on your first purchase. As always, we appreciate you being on board with us late Friday night into Saturday morning. If you're on the East Coast, you may very well, if you're international, already be into your Saturday. With that, audience participation from our Royal Rooters is encouraged. From our everydayers and our first-timers, we'd like to hear from you. Who had the at-bat of the night? There are a couple of close ones in there. I'll give you that in just a few moments. But we do want to hear from you. You can also follow us on the X at Lennox on Baseball. But if you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, join the conversation right now. And again, we can continue that Red Sox and baseball conversation on the X at Lennox on Baseball as well. How about Walker Buehler? Wow, Walker Buehler showing you what he's capable of. Just drives you crazy when he doesn't do what he's capable of. Am I right?
This is what you'll be talking about.
Red Sox face a familiar face in Nick Pivetta, longtime Boston Red Sox. So they face an old friend. And, hey, Nick Pivetta doesn't give up a base hit over the first 3 innings. Alex Bregman, though, got things going in the 4th inning. And, hey, 4 runs across in that inning. And with that, Wilyer Abreu providing, I think, the big blow of the inning with a 2-run home run. That made it 4-0. Abreu homering for the first time since he hit 2 at Wrigley against the Cubs back on July 20th. But Walker Buehler, 6 scoreless innings. And right off the top, I'm going to tell you what I loved about Walker Buehler. Again, 6 scoreless innings. He retired the leadoff hitter in every inning that he pitched. Now, he had base runners, plenty of them over the first 5 innings. But he retired the leadoff hitter in every inning that he worked. All 6 innings, including retiring Xander Bogaerts as the leadoff hitter 3 times. And in the 6th inning, great way to finish it off, retiring the side 1, 2, 3, and needing just 9 pitches to do it. He finished at 96 pitches, and Walker Buehler notches the win. And the Red Sox, after getting the 4 spot on the board in the 4th inning against Nick Pivetta, who lost the game, Red Sox get 1 in the 5th inning. They score 3 runs in the 8th inning as they got a little wild out there, but Connor Wong delivering. Connor Wong, for me, the at-bat of the night. You can make an argument for Abreu's home run. I'm not going to give it to Yoshida, who made it 10-2 with a 2-run home run. His second home run of the season, by the way, is first against a pitcher, not a position player, like he did against Cody Clemens in Minnesota a while back. But for me, Connor Wong. And first Nesson reference, Dave O'Brien said it. Hey, Connor Wong, 0 for 30 at the plate with runners in scoring position, wasted no time as Wong came through in the 8th inning, extended the lead. 3-run double, ending an 0 for 30 at the plate to start the season. We're into August. 0 for 30 with runners in scoring position. Connor Wong, welcome. And on a day where they claim Ali Sanchez off waivers from the Blue Jays, Carlos Narvaez dealing a little bit with a knee issue right now, hopeful that he's not going to have to land on the IL, but Alex Cora would not take that off the table on Friday. But Sanchez in a little bit of a limbo right now. Do you carry 3 catchers? I really do think it might be the time to do that, at least for a few weeks. Ali Sanchez at one point, I believe, was a top catching prospect in the Mets organization. He's bounced around. Not going to hit a whole heck of a lot. You're going to get defense out of him. And I said it a while back about Connor Wong. He had a pretty good season last year in 2024 offensively. maybe he was going to come through and start after the All-Star break, and he's starting to come through a little bit. You can see the confidence at the plate. Now, did he get caught in a rundown between home and third for the final out in that inning? Yes, he did. Should I have mentioned that? Maybe not. Should I mention that Chris Murphy, wow, gives up the 2 runs in the 8th inning and walks 4 batters in the inning, gives up an RBI single to Jake Cronenworth? So Whitlock came on, got the final 2 outs, and a tip of the cap as well to Isaiah Campbell. 1, 2, 3, bottom half of the 9th inning, 3 ground ball outs. Red Sox get the road trip off to a great start with a 10-2 victory. Red Sox are now, here's a number of the night, 18-0 this season when scoring 10 or more runs. Now you say, okay, no losses when they score 10 or more. You could be involved in a 12-10 game or something like that, but 18 wins, no losses, 18 victories. 18 times this year they've scored 10 or more runs in the game, and they do it in the season series opener. And Pivetta, in his outing, he doesn't give you what you would call length because he goes 6, gives up 5 earned runs. He's capable, 11-4 now on the season, just his 4th loss. ERA jumps to 2.94. You're going to see, you've won game 1. You got Giolito, lefty king. You're going to see Romy. You're going to see Rob Refsnyder in the lineup on Saturday for game 2 of the series. But just the way this bullpen is set up, if the Padres have the lead Saturday or Sunday, 6th, 7th inning, they're going to their arms. And they had an elite bullpen. Now it's elite plus the rest of the way. And we'll see how that plays out in this series. But you get Miller, Suarez back into that bullpen, Estrada, they've got some arms and didn't use any of those arms as they never led at any point in the game. Red Sox, again, have won 8 of their last 9 overall, back to their high water mark of the season, 13 games over 500. And if they can win on Saturday and clinch the series victory, they'll win 4 in a row on the road for the first time this season. This is a team that's still 5 under away from home. That's a good victory. It really is, because the 2 teams are mirroring each other, really, of late. San Diego came in at 64-51, so they're now 64-52, and they entered having won 9 of their previous 11 before Friday's opener against the Red Sox. 36-19, now their 20th loss on the season at home as well. So you've taken the opener. And almost a sigh of relief, because Lou Merloni says it all the time, don't get swept. Didn't get swept against the Cubs to open up out of the All-Star break. Didn't get swept by the Phillies in Philadelphia as you won the series finale in both of those. And that was big. Oh, we dropped 2 out of 3. Yeah, to 2 division leaders at the time. You've won game 1. You only have to win 1 of the next 2 in San Diego to clinch this series against the Padres. By the way, yeah, we're scoreboard watching. The Dodgers helped out. The Dodgers helping out the Red Sox. They opened up a 3-game series in Los Angeles, and they beat the Blue Jays. So the Red Sox are now 3 behind the Blue Jays in the AL East. Chris Murphy, did I mention it already? I did. Do I need to mention it again? No, I don't. But Chris Murphy got 1 out on 34 pitches. I know he's coming back from surgery. He's been solid. But that outing, you got Brendan Bernardino. You could turn that around somehow, some way. Again, the options on all those different things, how that plays out, I don't know. But Buehler picks up the win, his 7th on the season, 6 scoreless. Outstanding victory. This really was a terrific win for the Red Sox, especially when you look at the lineup. Trevor Story, by the way, 8-game hit streak comes to an end. On base twice, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and Story scoring 2 runs. But you've got Yoshida coming around. 3 RBIs in the game, double, and a home run. You've got Wilyer Abreu, again, first home run since hitting 2 at Wrigley Field, July 20th. And then you've got Connor Wong in that number 9 spot. You give Narvaez a little bit more of a breather. You put Connor Wong right back out there. And remember, Bello goes in the finale. It's been Wong handling the starts for Brian Bello. So something also to take into consideration as well for how this series plays out. But, Carlos Narvaez, these days off where you can maybe run Connor Wong out there 3 in a row. It will be a day game after a night game on Sunday for the series finale. But right now, optimistic that Narvaez does return. And it would be Bello on the mound in the series finale on Sunday. Again, you're going to see King and making the start for San Diego as they cool off a little bit with this one. But I just want to put this out there real quick, or at least confirm it in my head. Yeah. You got Cease and Bayo on Sunday, Giolito and King. Michael King, I'm sorry, Michael King's a right-hander. I don't know why I thought lefty off the top of my head. So you've got 3 righties in this series. So you're not going to you may see one or the other, Ref Snyder or Romy Gonzalez. You want to keep them. I mean, they can hit righties, but more apt and certainly bigger in terms of hitting against left-handed pitchers. All right, more of you, less of me. Next, Locked On Red Sox postcast talking about a victory for the Red Sox on the road in San Diego. 3 in San Diego, 3 in Houston, and off to a great start. Real good start. This really could lead in to Saturday, the way things unfolded for the Red Sox on Friday night. More numbers of the night, your comments as we continue. Locked On Red Sox postcast. And we are presented on this Friday night, early Saturday morning, by Game Time. Have you ever decided last minute to head to the ballpark? Maybe you're going with friends. Maybe you're going with family. Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you just want to be in the stands at Fenway. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. Easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you may want to splurge instead on food, drinks, merchandise, that's merch, or even inviting a bigger group to come with you to Fenway. Game Time makes that possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch. And they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and the lowest price guarantee that takes the worrying out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for an exciting upcoming Major League Baseball game. Hey, don't forget, after this road trip, the Red Sox are home for 5 straight. Tired of endless scrolling, trying to find that best deal? Well, Game Time zone deals pick the best seats in your section for you. Seat views, right in the app. You can take a look where you're sitting. You can have that view right from the seat before you buy. So again, you know exactly where you're going to be. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB. You're going to receive $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Locked On Red Sox postcast also presented by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football isn't far behind. It's the perfect time to lock in on your season-long, more or less picks for the 2025 college football and NFL season, all before Week 1 kicks off. Whether you've got your eye on a big-name quarterback or breakout running backs, Prize Picks makes it easy to get in the game. Maybe you're eyeing a few season-long picks. Josh Allen, maybe for 27.5 more touchdowns. Right now, before the season gets underway, that feels like a solid shot. With Prize Picks, you're going to love how simple it is. You can get a lineup in before you even you finish brewing your coffee in the morning. Preseason picks help you get a feel for how the year could go. It's like a fun warm-up for the full season. The flex play option is a total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still doubled your money. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, couple of numbers of the night for you. Abreu, as I mentioned, 2 home runs at Wrigley back on July 20th against the Cubs. 20 of his 21 home runs this season against righties. Red Sox, mentioned it earlier, 18-0 this season when scoring 10 or more runs. 52-25 now when they hit at least 1 home run in a game. And 43-16 when scoring first over the course of this season. That's big because they're starting to do that a little bit more. And I think that helped Walker Buehler out a ton as he goes 6 scoreless innings and notches the win in the series opener against the San Diego Padres. Again, positive start to the trip. They beat up on an old friend in Nick Pivetta. And Connor Wong, Walker Buehler, want more of everything you gave on Friday night. Who is our leadoff hitter? We got Eric checking in. Eric, wow, I was not expecting this outcome. You hope for it, right? You sat down, you turned the radio on or watched Nesson with Lou and Dave O'Brien, OB, and when they've got the lead, it's 4-0. You're like, okay, Pivetta might shut him down for the next couple of innings, and you've got the bats in the lineup. Hey, Fernando Tatis, you can continue your struggles for the next couple of games. Lou Merlone mentioned it a few times. I think he's now 2 for his last 26. And there was one point in the game where Manny Machado, you're nervous with Machado at the plate, but they got him. And Machado had a quiet night. He doesn't have a lot of quiet nights. And Lou Merlone saying, he puts up the same numbers that he did as a youngster with the Baltimore Orioles, and he does. But it was Weissert in the 7th inning. Weissert, first leadoff man to reach, came against Weissert in the 7th inning. Cronenworth a base hit, and then Tatis Jr. struck out for the second out, and then Arise with a walk. Machado popped out to the right fielder to strand 2 runners. They stranded 9 runners to the first 7 innings against Buehler and Weissert. So, again, as you added on to that lead, that was great. As you get the runs in the 8th and 9th innings, huge for the Red Sox and the bullpen. Patrick, 1:43 a.m. on Canada's East Coast. Go Sox. I'll listen in the morning. There you go. Patrick, appreciate you checking in. Emily, yeah, what a game. Buehler brought it. He did, and you want to see more of that. Just like I said in the rundown, you really do. Emily, but man, Murphy made a girl nervous. Some men too there, Emily. Appreciate that. LOL, absolutely. And I always cringe when I see Campbell warming up, but he did good tonight. 3 ground ball outs. That's what you want from him. And he may not be long for the big leagues. He may go back down at some point in time, but it's nice to see him contribute. Stan, Poppy 33, great win. Agree. Jules checking in. We have 1-1-1 reliable righty Chappie. Trust nobody else. Weissert you can trust. More updates on Slayton, and it's still going to be some time. TC Tom Karen on the road for Jemai Webster as a sideline reporter. And Slayton, I think, threw a bullpen on Friday. He's got a couple more. We'll face live hitters and then probably rehab stint from there. Shouldn't take long once he starts heating up with his rehab assignment. Great night, Emily, again, for Buehler. Great night for Buehler. I wish he was this good every time. He should be. You want him to be. And he goes against Nick Pivetta, who you let walk. You offered him the qualifying offer last winter. He rejected it, went and got a good deal. Sorry, but I wouldn't have given him that deal. Padres gave it to him. Okay. Terrific. Good for him. Deserving. Got the years, got the money. But I don't think the Red Sox needed to go down that road. And they made the offer on the qualifying offer, and he wanted a couple of years on, and that's what he did. He went out there and got a deal. No problem with that ever at all. Wasn't that Wong with the double that brought 3 runs in? Crazy, yeah, Emily. It's just one of those nights where some other guys, and you expect Wong to come out of it at some point. Maybe he's finally turned the corner. I mean, is he going to knock in 3 runs every night? No, but Masa Yoshida got the ball in the air, sac fly, 2-run home run, 3 RBIs. Doesn't always have to be Anthony, Bregman, Story, Duran. Doesn't have to always be the top 4 guys in the lineup. Eric, when I saw that Nick Pivetta was pitching against Walker Buehler, I thought this would be a hard game to win. Then when Yoshida hit that home run, I lost it. What a game. Well said, Eric. Appreciate that. Julio. The low-leverage relievers need to get together so we don't need to get to Whitlock or Chapman up in the pen. Yeah, and it's happened of late, and it can't happen as often as it has, especially now that we're into August. Where are we going? Ben, Trevor Story 10, with a tough walk after the 3-pitch strikeout. Yeah, I think you're referring to the inning where they got the 4 runs. That loaded up the bases against Pivetta in that inning, right? That was in the 4th inning. Bregman a single, Duran a single, Story a walk. And he took a ball 4 where it's like, no, that's off the plate. And it was. But nowadays with these umpires, he walked, Yoshida sac fly. That got him on the board. And then they got the run on the E1 by Pivetta, then the home run by Wilyer Abreu. By the way, I mean, when Wilyer Abreu homers and connects, no doubters. And he's been on a nice little RBI tear of late and doing it, as I've mentioned prior, without the home runs. Well, the 2-run home run on Friday night, number 21 on the season. Still think he should have a lot more than 14 doubles on the season. Story 2 walks, as Ben mentioned, 2 runs scored, 8-game hit streak coming to an end. Emily, yeah, I was really disappointed in Murphy tonight. Hey, guys are going to have off nights, and hopefully that's what you're chalking it up to. I listened to Orsillo, Jules. I listened to Orsillo on the San Diego cast. Hey, we know who Don Orsillo is. He's one of the best. And I've said it before, and I mince no words. OB has been very good to me over the years. He's a terrific person, and he's a terrific announcer for the Red Sox. Don is right up there. Get some national opportunities nowadays and all of that. I think Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy made each other better, if that's a fair statement to make. I mean, they were just a terrific tandem that was just that much more, really because of the love they had for each other, I think, in many ways. Emily, that poor kid Reynolds, I started to feel bad for him. He was having a rough time. He was. I think that was his name. Yeah, he was. He was having a little bit of a rough time there. They went up and in. Whitlock went up and in on Tatis, and then they went up and in on Story. You don't want to make anything of it. I think he was just wild. I think he missed badly with the next 3 pitches. So you don't want to make anything of it, but who knows how this plays out over the next couple of days. Someone gets drilled tomorrow on the Red Sox side. The Padres are saying, hey, don't come up and in. And he came up and in. You don't see pitchers do that anymore. Intent or not, and I don't think it was, but you're trying to move him off the plate. And Whitlock, I believe they said, first ever appearance against the Padres. So no real Jules is saying Adam Morihone. Yeah, he's another one of their top relievers, right? I mean, they've got a handful out there in the bullpen, and you're probably going to see him at some point in the series. Pedro, Giolito, and Bello set to start the next 2 games. The Red Sox have a great chance to take this series. And that's where we're going to wrap up. I apologize we can't get to all of your comments on this Friday night. But Emily, across the board, some great comments here tonight. But Pedro, to wrap with your comment there, isn't it great that you can go to bed early Saturday morning after a 10-2 victory in Game 1 at Petco Park against the Padres, and you've got confidence in Giolito and Bello the next 2 games? Wasn't necessarily that way in June, into early July, but it's the case right now. Pedro, appreciate that. That's where we're gonna end on a good note. I know I'm scrolling through. I know we've got some more comments, but apologize, can't get to them, all of them. Again, Giolito against King, righty versus righty, Game 2 of the series. Red Sox win Game 2. They clinch the series. Then you're talking sweep with Bello on the mound against Cease, who maybe not. You came close. Maybe you didn't come close to acquiring at the trade deadline as well. So again, advantage, I think you can make a case. Next 2 games, Giolito and Bello, you've got the advantage in terms of the starting pitchers. And you did not have to go to Aroldis Chapman, and they didn't go to their bullpen as well. I think the next 2 games, I think they could be low scoring. We'll see. Hey, tip of the cap to you, our Royal Rooters. Always appreciate you being on board. Tip of the cap, acknowledge our sponsors as well, Prize Picks and Game Time. That we're going to be back, and we'll be on within minutes of the final out of Game 2 of the series Saturday night from Petco Park as the Red Sox look to go up 2-0 in the series with Lucas Giolito on the mound. Locked On Red Sox postcast, you, the Royal Rooters, are making it the number 1 place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your winning Red Sox every day.